You're listening to the AFTERBUZZ TV Network, now the largest new media platform on the web, and your #1 source for after-show entertainment.
Very good, Keith. Johnson.
From the AFTERBUZZ Studios in Los Angeles, California, presented by Maria Menounos and Bing.com, and streaming live thanks to Akamai Technologies, this is AFTERBUZZ TV's Mad Men After Show. We'll break down tonight's episode and get you all the latest news and gossip. If you'd like to buzz in on tonight's show, you can buzz us at 424-256-1729. That's 424-256-1729. And now, another post-game wrap-up show for your favorite TV show. It's AFTERBUZZ TV's Mad Men After Show.
Well, hello, everybody. Bing is for doing, and we are doing another AFTERBUZZ TV After Show of Mad Men Season 5, Episode 11, called Commissions and Fees. I'm your host, John Comerford. I'm joined on the panel by a filmmaker and co-creator at AFTERBUZZ TV, Keven Undergaro.
Hello.
And from the LA Times and the Hollywood Foreign Press, Katherine Tulich.
Hello.
Also joining us on the panel is best-selling author and pop culture expert Chris Gore.
Thank you very much.
And rounding out our panel here is producer extraordinaire Phil Svitek.
Welcome, welcome. So glad to be in Studio B.
It is.
Oh,
It's
so
a pleasure
glad.
to be here. We always like it. So this episode, extremely full, layered, thick. We saw Don finding his mojo. We saw Sally becoming a woman. And I can't start without talking about Lane.
Wow.
I don't know how to do that. We were talking about how we were going to structure this particular after show. And I went, I don't know how I can go without talking about Lane. I think we have to talk about him first. I'm still reeling from it.
Reeling, we were during the show, you know, on the commercial breaks. Did
Yeah.
you notice how everyone was just quiet?
Yeah.
Yeah.
None
Yeah.
of us talked.
So we
during
knew
the
something was going to happen.
And what I thought was for me anyway, because I knew as soon as Lane was going down to the Jag, I knew that he was going to try to off himself in the Jag.
Oh, I knew well before that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just his meeting with Dawn.
Well, no,
I said
you
he's
knew
either
it.
going to go postal or he's going to kill
Yeah,
him.
yeah.
Right.
But I knew he was going to do something. I'm just saying, as soon as I saw the Jag, I'm going, oh God, he's going to do it in the Jag. Imagine that's such a hostile thing to
And
do
the
to your
Jag
wife.
had Firestone tires. That's
Oh my
worse.
God, it was terrible.
Really? That's a good pickup. You saw.
Yeah,
Is that true? Did it really?
But
I don't know. I'm just kidding.
Oh, I was gonna say,
my
that
point
would be-
was that
Yeah,
as soon as he
ironic.
gets into the Jag, and I was thinking, I go, this Jag's not going to start because it's such a
Did you
crappy
actually
car.
think that?
I did. As soon as he started doing all that stuff, I go, Jag's not going to start. And of course, it doesn't start. So I'm kind of laughing at the whole thing. But by the end of the episode, I
Yeah.
was just seeing how tragic the whole thing was. I couldn't even, didn't even get to enjoy that anymore because it was just horrible. It was horrifying.
You know, I almost thought it was a tease where it was the moment he didn't kill himself, and then
you
some-
thought it would be,
Yeah.
he had the dark night of the soul. He'd recuperate and he'd
Yeah.
soldier on like most Brits do.
Yeah.
Stiff upper lip, all that
but
other stuff.
not to be.
No, not to be.
I think
And we were also
Yeah.
talking that did such a good job of putting a lid on it. There was not a word that this might happen in this particular episode. I mean, usually there's some
mean from the
scuttlebutt. Oh,
public?
yeah, if
Right.
you got to check in. You got to check into Mad Men. Something big's gonna happen.
Well, Catherine, the actor, mentioned something to you.
well, he just said the way it was going to sort of all wind up. He said everything kind of comes to a complete with that character. He sort of said everything he said you wait till the end of the
Right.
season and it comes to kind of a complete thing. That's what he was kind of telling me.
Well,
He said,
but with-
wait till how it all pans out. And I mean, I think, as I said a couple of weeks ago, I think we knew this was going to be Jared Harris's last season because I thought the Lane character was just obviously
I thought they were going
on
to do
his way
something
out.
more with the wallet, with the
Yeah.
picture and the wallet. And
Yeah,
everything,
that's
and
what I thought. Maybe
that's
that might
why-
have been the last scene. I was thinking they're going to find the wallet with the picture. But
That's
no,
what
it
I
didn't
was
happen.
hoping there'd be more to
But
that.
Yeah.
I really feel that Lane, what's going to happen with him, is going to be a zombie in
For those who
Walking
can't see, this is Chris Gore doing his imitation.
Dead. Yeah, it's a horrible imitation.
No,
but
it's very nice.
I think that Greg Nicotero is going to make him up as a zombie for
Pick him up.
Walking Dead.
Walking
Take
Dead.
him over to
He'll be
AMC
that.
cross
Zombie
promotion.
Lane
He was-
is going to be
Yeah.
back in September.
There was
Yeah.
a whole part of him that was Walking Dead in this particular.
Right. Well,
season.
the way he killed himself too was just hanging. I mean,
Right.
that
And again, they extremely. What do you say? Hostile isn't the right word, but to do it at the place where your coworkers are and the manner in which he did it.
Well, he was trying to make a statement at one point. It was
clearly-
either Jaguar, which didn't
exactly,
work,
but
and
also
so he
you-
went
but
back
it-
to the office.
But also, Jaguar, his wife's gonna find him. It wasn't just the Jag. I mean, that's a whole. I mean, your wife's gonna see you there. I mean, then to do it at work and in front of and hang yourself so that the door is, so that they have to bust into you.
And the resignation letter.
And the resignation
Yeah.
letter.
So
It
it's a
doesn't
message
say anything.
to Don, message to Don. I did it.
Boilerplate.
Not
Yeah.
a word.
A message to Dawn, like, okay,
Yeah.
this
Yeah.
is what you did.
This is what you did. Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, what do people feel? Do you feel like Don really did the right thing, or do you think he should have shown more sympathy?
He was too much of a hard ass. I think he was too much of a hard ass. For sure.
I don't.
Because they were going to give those
Bonuses.
He should have just. He said you should have just asked for the money.
Yeah.
But I mean, here's the he should have
was
done
a
all
breach of
those
trust
things. But
for
there-
sure.
yeah, exactly. You got to
But-
fire the guy. You can't trust him. You know, he has the run of your company in terms of its money.
Right.
You can't trust. There's no way. You
By the
could
letter
keep
of
him.
business,
Yeah.
he had to fire
Yeah.
him.
He had
Right,
to.
yeah.
However,
And
however,
yeah.
we are all humans, and
Right.
and because none of us are just super successful
Yeah,
people,
and I
like
mean-
we're regular people, and so regular
Yeah.
people are like, no way, come on, give
But
the
here's
guy
the
a
thing.
break.
He did. Really, in business, he should
He
have
did.
fired him right there and escorted
Put
him
the
off the
stink on
property.
him, right?
Don't even let him have the weekend. I mean, I was thinking he was pretty generous. Take the weekend, figure it out.
And also
whatever
putting the stink on him career-wise.
Exactly. Yeah, he didn't blackball him. He wasn't going to
Normally
do.
you would.
And he's telling him, look, you'll. I've started over many times. You can
But,
too.
yeah.
He's not stopping his career. It's just stopping there.
It was just
But-
interesting the way he responded to John. Basically, like, yeah, everything always works out for you.
Exactly.
That's what I'm saying. I think Don
Yeah.
assumes everyone is like him in some ways. That he didn't realize that Lane just doesn't have his strength, doesn't have his ability to reinvent himself. He didn't see that. I mean, I know he probably did business-wise. He did the right thing, but I just felt like Don just didn't see how desperate he was. That when he just laid his heart out, going,
it was all over-
Don was kind of just so calculating, going, this is what I have to do, without sort of realizing he'll be fine. He'll be fine.
But the money was all over
Yeah.
taxes. How
Yeah.
pathetic.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That it was just taxes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Not even in the country he lived in.
Yeah. Well, I think this is also a tragic kind of American English story. This is also
Right.
what I've seen with the Lane characters, because he tried to break away from this very strict English
Right.
upbringing and job, tried to come to America to reinvent himself,
Do
become
his duty.
freer, and it's kind of just a tragic story, isn't it?
It's
it
horrible.
just
Horrible.
Horrible.
he came to America for a new life, and it
Yeah.
and it
It
ended
eluded
horribly.
him like it's eluding everybody. And the
Ended
American
horribly.
dream is just lost on everybody.
Yeah.
It's just not happening.
Mm.
But I still think that
How are those taxes when you're, an expatriate? Like, how are those?
You want to reveal my? Well, no. What he was saying was a portfolio, right?
yeah, his portfolio
Because he folded it to actually
to fund
but
the
British.
business.
But I think British taxes were horrible. That's
They
why
were-
that's
they
why
were.
all the rock stars changed. The Rolling Stones and
But so were
Elton
ours
John.
back in the 60s.
Yeah, they were like 90% tax in the UK, so
Yeah,
that's why
well,
they
we
all
were
left the country.
70,
Just wanted
80.
your perspective. I think that would add something.
But see, now, so I'm the only one on this end of the teeter-totter that says that Don was compassionate. The fact that he gave him a way out. The fact that he could have
Yeah.
just fired him and kicked him
was.
out on his
Yeah.
ass.
No, he was,
Ah,
but I
okay.
guess because a more civilian human approach to business, or Catholic
Yeah.
approach, as I always say, because it's just Catholics just horribly
Right.
flawed. So it's like, you look at it and you're like, oh, dude, cut him a break, because that's
Yeah.
what you
Yeah.
do. But then that's what does lead to failure,
Yeah.
unfortunately.
Yeah.
But I do feel like Don is going deeper into hell with all his decisions, whether they're
Yeah.
right or wrong.
Uh-huh.
It's the repercussions of all of these decisions. They
Yeah.
may be good for him.
Right.
Mm.
Not good
Well, okay,
for
but let's just talk
I
about
know, I don't
that
wanna-
scene for a second between he and Lane, Don and Lane, in that scene when
snow's falling.
the snows.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was just, and he just looked so pathetic. In fact, the scene after that, when Lane is in his office and he sits down and it's snowing and all that feeling is
Statue of Liberty's there, speaking your poor Catherine.
Yeah.
It's the American dream.
And when you
Yeah.
turn around, and the back is to the camera, and you're staring out over that window, he looks so small in the frame,
Mm.
like the weight of everything. He just looked.
Tiny.
Yeah,
incredibly
and I also
small,
felt when he went into
minute.
Joan's office, there was
That's-
almost a thing of he was looking for some compassion. I
Yeah.
think if Joan hadn't I know he sort of made a K comment about seeing her
Right.
in a bikini, but I felt like he
And
might
she-
have told it. He needed someone he could talk to at that point, but
did.
it didn't happen.
It didn't happen. And again, she was,
Mm.
from what she had done last week,
Yeah.
that's the last thing she wanted to hear.
Yeah.
Right.
But you
there's a
see
lot of
the look on
passion
his
of-
face. Did you see the look on his face
When?
to Dawn toward the end of their
Oh,
conversation?
when they left,
I
yeah,
said
the
he's
first-
either
yeah.
going to go postal
Yeah.
and blow this place
You
up,
even
or he's
said
going to
that,
kill
yeah.
himself.
Yeah.
I said
Yeah.
immediately afterwards.
Extremely passive aggressive on Lane's part. The way he was with
Yeah.
Joan, the way he was, the way he killed himself. Very repressed. But I'm pissed off at everybody, and I'm going to show you.
The world continues without us.
And it will. And then the wife giving him the jag.
Oh.
I mean, just heaping it on him.
Because she didn't see the real picture.
No,
she
of
saw
course
success.
not. Well, how could she? He doesn't
had no
share any of the
idea.
reality of it, so she thinks
No.
everything's great. Oh, I'm so proud of you. And
Her-
that was the last thing he
All
wants to
dressed
hear.
in red, which I was like,
Yeah.
oh boy, here it
This is
comes.
danger. And then when he goes into his office, the big Mets pennant.
Right there in bright
Yeah,
red.
right
the
there
Mets,
in his
the
face.
losing New York franchise.
Yeah, exactly. Because they weren't the Miracle Mets until '69.
69,
Until then,
right.
they were losers.
They were just the losers.
Oh, really?
Yes.
Oh yeah. So you would never see him with a Dawn would have a Yankees pennant.
Exactly.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
They're the
Mets.
winners.
He's the kind that would believe in the Mets.
You know, it's
because they were
interesting though.
perennial losers.
The wife said, "You came home to me. You came home to me
At the right time.
On time."
Yeah.
It's like,
That's
oh
all
my
she
god.
cared.
And and then when they started talking about Easter, he and Joan, I just
Resurrection,
was like,
renewal,
oh, no.
rebirth.
Yeah.
No, and of course, crucifixion.
And
And
Jesus,
he's
the
being-
first zombie,
Going back to
Yeah.
our zombie.
Yeah.
was the first
Yeah.
zombie.
Great point.
Yeah.
Put that down.
No,
but
that's
wait,
true.
do you
Yeah.
think that? So just talking about Easter, will
Yeah.
there be any resurrection, John? I mean, there's. If he
Well-
did he die for anyone? I mean, sins and how
Well,
does it relate?
and then you get it's commissions and fees, which I thought was very interesting.
It's
title.
paying the piper, right?
Paying the piper, because you're paying the fee for things you've committed, your commissions, and the fee you pay for those, as opposed to the commissions and fees you might get for a work job well done. I took it the other way, which is the things that you've committed, and he's paying the price for the commissions
He's paying.
of his crimes.
Wow.
So that's where I went with it. But will there be a
So did
resurrection?
Lane pay for everybody for the firm?
No, he's not Jesus. He did not lay the sins upon himself for everybody
So
else.
he's paying for his own
He's
crimes.
paying for his own.
Mm.
Yeah. But I think there's going to be a resurrection? No. I think this whole show is going to end badly.
Yeah.
It's like Breaking Bad. I mean, it's not,
Well,
it's not going to end well.
there was an interesting, like a few weeks ago, a couple episodes ago, where Don was looking. He looked down it was like the elevator
The
shaft.
elevator shaft.
Yeah.
I think that the title
depths of hell.
sequence is the end of the show. He's gonna jump out a
Ooh.
window.
Well, I mean,
I'm serious.
yeah.
Yeah,
So
I
you
know
think
you
the
are.
That
title
is the end.
sequence?
I'm talking
You
about
mean the
the
whole end,
it'll be
not this
bookended.
season.
I'm talking
Yeah.
about the series finale.
So you think that iconic figure of
He
the
jumps.
admin falling down through the buildings?
Will
You
be
think that'll be the
Yes,
Total
yes,
bookend of the show?
absolutely.
Interesting. Okay, so that's our prediction for that. That's
No,
very
the
Wow.
interesting.
prediction for series
So-
finale is
Yeah. 'Cause we got
Don
a couple
somehow being
more.
driven to jumping out a
To
window.
jump.
So. Well, he's
Wow.
certainly his soul has already headed that way, so
Right.
his body's sure to follow. Why
Right.
not?
Because
Certainly Lane's gone that way.
All the stuff with Megan is like
Yeah.
with her acting career and this, and she's making friends outside
Yeah.
of the ad world, and they all have these crazy like liberal ideas,
Mm-hmm.
which are in contrast to what Don thinks. It's going to end badly,
Oh, yeah,
even
for
worse than
everybody.
the Betty divorce.
Okay, no, just finish up with Lane.
Phil,
Go
before we
ahead.
jump off Lane, Phil, you have nothing to say about this?
Yeah. You too busy?
Let's
Huh?
go,
Let's
Phil.
see. What do I?
producing?
I mean,
Come on.
Phil's
Yeah.
thoughts.
well, in terms of Joan, as soon as I mean, she took it obviously the hardest. I mean, she's the female of the group, and I really think that she thought about the last words to him was basically "F off, guy,"
Yeah.
Mm.
and the fact that this is the only guy who actually cared enough about me to set me up in the right way, and I wasn't, and especially since Joan's been that one person where she can basically
Right.
gossip and kind of nurture everyone. She's the psychiatrist
And
of the
she-
group,
and
and
you-
she didn't do that for him.
That's right, and she
No.
always knows what's going on, and she didn't in that moment.
Yeah.
But
Mm.
I feel like now at this point, after death, she connected the dots and said to herself, he was at the end of his
Yeah, when
end of
he
his
came
rope.
into my office, he
Yeah.
he
was
wanted a
reaching
tether,
out.
and I didn't throw one.
Yeah.
right.
He's
He
He
reaching
wanted
out.
a
She knows-
lifeline, and I didn't give him one.
and I didn't give him one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a great
So,
point.
and we're already seeing the repercussions of her actions. She's hardened somewhat because of her actions last week.
Mm.
Absolutely.
Which, by the way, we will be teasing for our news and
Just an
gossip
interesting
segments,
interview
'cause
with
Katherine Tulich has an
post
interview
last
with her.
episode. Yeah.
But
But isn't
So-
everything related to Joan hardened, just in terms of forget it. That was a bad comment, and we can
We'll move on.
move on. from
Well,
that.
the other thing is I wanted to mention we shouldn't that 3 shot of Pete, Roger, and Don when they did the reversal of the hanging.
Oh yeah,
It
yeah,
was
yeah,
those
yeah.
3. It was almost to me. It felt like, and then there were 3.
Yeah,
Because Cooper's
and
the old
dropping-
man.
Exactly.
Jones,
Yeah.
new to this.
Yeah.
But like
Yeah,
those
that's
3 that it's like you're left now with the blood on your hands.
Yeah.
Yeah, but they probably will never know what really happened because
Yeah,
I don't think Don's ever going to
interesting.
tell them.
Yeah.
Oh
and
no,
why-
no.
why-
I think
why
this
did-
is more predictions, but I
Yeah.
think they're gonna find out because the information's on Jones' desk,
Right.
Right.
and
So
and-
clearly someone's gonna find out because of that. I mean,
Well,
there was no accident
Megan-
that they did that.
Megan does know.
Megan
A.
does,
Yes.
And the other point that I wanted to bring up, but kind of half forgot. It was about Don, right? It was
Yeah.
basically when Don said, I kind of know you basically reinventing yourself. Don's been, him having been someone else and adopting the name Don Draper.
Right.
So that was very reminiscent of that. And obviously, there's no way Lane would have known that in those moments.
right.
Yeah.
Right. But how about, just one last before we move on from Lane, just a little bit more about the fact that he did a boilerplate resignation letter, last FU to Don.
Yeah.
Anything else
Oh,
about that?
I don't know. I
mean,
kind of admire him.
did you admire that?
Yeah.
Because there was no fake or last minute.
I just feel like, yes, by the letter of business it was the right thing to do, but you have to remember during this time, this business was all about everything being politically incorrect. They're
Yeah.
drinking, they're smoking, they're
Yeah, a lot of
sexually
drinking in this-
abusing
yeah.
each other,
Yeah.
they're racist. I mean,
Yeah.
so I just think in that world, that good old boy world,
Right.
a lot of people let slide.
Sure.
Mm.
And I
Yeah.
feel like he could have let him slide. And I feel like since he didn't, Don needs that. Don needs to live with that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He does.
Well, and he
needs
will.
to
I
live with
mean,
that.
I mean, that look on his face when he realized what had happened. I mean, the way he sat down.
Because I
when
feel
he
like
found-
I feel like that would have been it for Lane. I think Lane would have stopped. I don't think Lane would have stolen anymore from
No,
the
I think
company.
that would have
Probably.
been it. And I
Probably,
mean,
yeah,
And by the
I
way,
guess
now
it-
you guys, his real evil business. A friend of mine, Randall from down the south.
Yes.
Parents owned, and grandparents and great grandparents owned all these tobacco farms, but his father used to like it when he would catch someone stealing from the company, because then he'd say, "No, you keep them, because now you have them.
That's right.
Now you got them, but
Right.
so you can control them even more."
Exactly.
So anyway, just saying.
Yeah.
Well, here's what I will say, and this is maybe more Don than anyone else, but the quote that Cooper says to him, "You can't keep being a good little boy while adults run this."
Mm.
And again, Phil, I
in
think that we're going to talk about that in topic 3. Have you looked at the board?
it's so much tied together.
Yeah, we'll get there.
Well, before
Alright.
we get to topic 2, topic
But there was
3.
just a
Yeah, go
little
ahead.
thing, just a quick thing with Don. There was also that point where he said, we can't even give out our Christmas bonuses. So I
Right.
felt that there was a moment of regret of like, if only that happened, we wouldn't have caught. The whole thing with Lane might have been all right.
well,
But
yeah.
I think there was just that slight acknowledgement. That
Well,
he
there was
a
that whole
little bit
argument that he
sorry.
gave Don. If this
Yeah.
didn't happen, if this,
Yeah.
it's always that thing.
Mm.
That's why you get caught up in those horrible messes. If this happened, if this, yeah. If my
The road to hell.
Yeah.
Exactly. There you go. Okay, now speaking of the road to I didn't make a very good transition there. I was going from a road to hell to Amazon.
It's-
That's not
Highway
a
to
good
hell, you
transition
can
at all.
buy a CD.
No.
No.
Well, I'm actually, I mean, John, I really want you to talk about Amazon more because I don't want to talk about the next topic. You got 4 guys here
Okay.
and 1
All
female,
right.
and we're
Let's
going to be
talk-
talking about
Look,
Sally.
Here's what we do want to do. First of all, the new thing we have at AfterBuzzTV.com is the Amazon banner. So here's what we would like you to do. If you're out there and you're buying stuff online anyway, and you're going to Amazon, go to AfterBuzz TV first, because we have an Amazon banner. If you click on the Amazon banner at AfterBuzzTV.com, it'll take you right to Amazon. You can make your purchases just like as you would anyway. And Amazon, as a thank you to us, will give us a little kickback. It allows us to keep the lights on. We keep bringing you this good content for free, and we'd love you to do that. It costs you nothing. It takes an extra, 3 seconds. So just go to AfterBuzzTV.com. Click the Amazon banner, and it'll take you right to do your purchases, and a little thank you will come back to us. So do that for us if you
First
would,
of all, I
please.
can't even believe you that you memorized that. That's awesome. I don't even know where you're looking. That's amazing. Now I want to do that.
Don't
Nice.
Tammy did it last week. She was buying jeans. Boom. So, hey, I bought jeans through AfterBuzz TV.
Nice, we like
there you
that.
go. So, speaking of jeans, we're moving on to Sally. Now, Sally becomes a woman.
Sally, I love that term.
Yeah, don't you? I know.
Sally becomes a woman.
I mean, how many times have we used that as a joke of some sort? You know what I mean? Because every time I say it, all
it's
the
so
women
60s. You've become a woman.
You've become a woman.
You've become a woman. You should be proud.
Now you're ready to
not
have
not
babies
not that
of
you're
your-
going to have 40 years of hell, but for 30 or whatever. Every month.
That's right. That's right.
Yeah.
Wow. So I mean, and I thought the episode with Sally started out great. I mean, we get to see her relationship with Betty and how much she quote hates her mother and can't stand her and wants to be with the young Megan because she's hip.
And Megan lets me eat whatever I want.
Exactly.
Yeah,
That
and
was
there's
the
all the
key
potato
line from
chips
that,
on the couch.
Well, no,
'cause
excuse
she-
me. Wise chips.
Was it?
Yes.
Wise chips?
Wise potato chips. Wise the company.
Oh,
which
I
I'm
see.
Sure.
I didn't see that.
Okay, I didn't see
yeah.
that.
But
of course that's speaking to Betty's problems.
Right. And so it was layered because it was like, yeah, Ma, fatty.
Exactly.
She lets me eat what I want, but then also the subtext of that is, what would a someone who wasn't a woman do as a babysitter? Eat what you want.
Exactly.
Yeah.
It's a mother, it's a woman who says, no, that's not good for you. Don't drink coffee. Don't drink. So it was very interesting. And there was a lot playing around in their story with food.
Yeah. Yeah, Megan being more of a friend, colleague than a mother figure.
Yeah, well, she always has been, hasn't
Yeah,
she? That's the
exactly.
whole relationship
Yeah,
she's had with her, is be the pal.
And we always see Betty, Sally struggling to be the adult.
She's trying to be a woman.
Older. Exactly.
She's wearing those boots.
Wearing the boot.
with
Last
Glenn.
time we saw her.
The makeup, she had makeup
Did you guys
on.
think she was going to lose her virginity? I kind of thought
I was
No.
nervous.
No.
Well,
I really thought
I
she
thought
was,
so too.
I thought so too.
Because Glenn has a high creep factor.
Oh,
does.
he's really
Yeah, he
creepy.
does.
He's
Yes.
an angry little boy.
Yeah.
I thought about it just for about 5 seconds. No, then that's not going to go there.
And
They're
I'm
not
glad
gonna
they
go
did.
there.
I couldn't handle it with
No.
Lane today.
No, that
like-
would have been too much.
Yeah.
Right.
But
That'd have been almost
But,
jumping the shark. Territory.
It's just great writing, writing by by the writers, where it was for Betty to be able to say to her, she needed her mother, and she said, I
Yeah.
told her just ask another woman,
Ask another
which
woman.
clearly you're not. You're
Yeah.
just a
Yeah.
girl, Megan.
Yeah.
Just another girl in Dawn's life, but I'm a woman,
Yeah.
and I'm proud of it, and I'm a mom, and just with her embracing.
Yeah.
But what about how
Sally.
she sort of
But
took
still,
it such
so
a big deal to
desperate.
embrace her? It was like, I mean, it wasn't a natural kind of mother instinct
No,
at
it
all.
wasn't
It was
at all.
like,
Because if you go 2 days
know-
ago, she was yelling at her, calling her daughter all kinds of names, and how
Because-
she wanted to kill her.
but it doesn't look like they've hugged very
so
often
she's
at all.
not a woman at
She's
all.
not, but because she is a girl. She's just a big
Exactly.
brat.
Mm.
But in that moment, maybe, she felt a little bit of motherhood and womanhood.
Yes,
And
exactly.
She embraced her back, which
Yeah,
was
yeah, and
once she realized it.
yeah, but again, she's such a child.
And she was just
in the
talking,
process.
what she was saying about, responsibility and
Yeah.
how that's what it takes to be a woman. And
And the
again,
talk
all-
about, it's,
Yeah.
means
Well, how
you're
about
ready
this?
for
She-
babies
she-
when you want them.
She became a woman by finally understanding that, maybe I need to learn from my mother instead of, hating on her.
Right.
I mean, is
Well,
that the...
I'm
Well,
talking about how
we're
Betty's
talking
such
about
a
Betty,
child.
yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, for the child, for Sally, it's a natural instinct that every kid does. That
Yeah,
F you
they
mom,
have
F
to
you mom,
rebel.
mom,
Yeah,
they
exactly,
cry and they go to their
exactly.
mother.
And
Yeah.
that's what you'd expect from a however old she is. What is she? 13?
She's probably
You know,
13,
whatever
I
the hell
think,
she
If I
yeah.
can point out the production design with
Sure.
that, like I knew Dawn and I knew that they were going to kind of get on the same page again as parents.
Sure.
Because Dawn
Yeah.
was in the blue tie when he was talking to her, and she's in the exact same color blue
Right.
in her little outfit, ski outfit.
Yeah.
So I knew like that they were going to have some
come
moment
together,
here
right.
where Megan wasn't going to fit in, wasn't really going to know
Yeah.
how to handle this.
Mhm. I also I really liked when Dawn came home. He's had a bad day, and Megan's all pissed off because he didn't call about Sally, and he says that well you got to deal with her. I have a big meeting on Monday, and she says I have an audition. He just opens the door and says, "Hey, you're gonna be alone on Monday. Deal with it."
You're not going to school. That's it.
That's what I said. There you go. I like
Right.
that.
And you're not going to school.
That was
Yeah,
my
no
dad.
one was going to
See,
compromise.
That's the father I had. There was no, oh, I hope you're all right with this. Just like, shut up.
Yeah, why isn't that sort of parenting should come back?
Yeah.
Not all this I want to be my kid's friend. It's like,
No.
no, shut up, do what I say.
No,
Yeah.
well,
Bring
Well,
that back.
well, I'm sure there's a happy medium somewhere in there. I would love for the not to be the friends. Like that's the worst thing you can do as a parent is to be your kid's friend.
Yes,
they have
I
friends
agree.
for a reason.
Well, look at that conversation with Megan and the other girl.
That's what I was like. What are you doing?
At the diner.
But even Megan was aware enough not to. She's telling her a friend across the table, so what are you doing talking like this in front of Sally? She's just a little girl.
But still letting her have coffee.
It's still letting her have good. So she's again aware enough to don't say that in front of her. But have coffee. Maybe you should order a drink. It's like, oh my God, what the
right?
Does the red hair match the curtain?
Exactly. It's like, come on. What happened to the boundaries? They've lost all kinds of, and I know that's what they're talking to and they're speaking to, but it's clearly evident that they don't understand boundaries or where to put them or how to hold them. It's just a mess.
And like I was saying, they were using food and alcohol and drink as a metaphor because, later on she was like, my stomach hurts, and Glenn's like, maybe you're hungry.
Yeah.
You're drunk.
And well, that was kind of peppered through because none of you hungry, but that's what the happiness about, what Don was referring to later. You're never going to be satisfied.
Never satisfied, yeah.
That was great. Well, such a parallel to what he was saying.
Exactly.
We'll get into that, but what he was saying and what Glenn was saying.
Right.
And we will get to that.
Yeah.
But crazy. But, what'd you guys think of her conversation at the museum with Glenn?
Yeah.
She's like, I don't like the mustache. And
yeah, but that's where it was kind of getting like, where's this going? And that's what it was like when he said, I told my friends that I've come into, I guess, but
could Sally be a lesbian? Is that?
No, I think she's just that. I think she's just at that age where she wants to have a boyfriend, but is afraid of what that means because
she doesn't know what that means.
I think that's why she doesn't like the mustache because that's too adult.
She's still a little girl, you guys.
I want the innocence. Exactly.
That's why she hugged the mother.
That's why she ran back. I don't want to talk about all that. She doesn't even like. Of course, what girl/woman does want to talk about or deal with your period when you first have it, but she's so desperate to be an adult, but she really wants the safety and innocence of being a child because it's a much easier life than dealing with the
And
adult.
again, very natural because most young girls, they want to play adult, but the minute they...
the minute they have to... the way she looks so like Megan with the boots and the little miniskirt stocking thing. I mean, she was Megan's little girl. Little sister is what she looked like.
And then Megan was talking to her about having a boyfriend.
Yes, exactly.
About at the cafe, she was saying that they make you feel special.
Right.
So I think she's kind of
holding hands is enough.
Yeah, but I think Sally feels like I want to have a boyfriend, but she has no idea what that really means.
Yeah, exactly.
She's got a fantasy of what she thinks it is.
That's why she says,
it involves
I don't think I like it that way.
That's what it involves.
Yes.
Right.
Yeah.
Which she's be careful with that.
Exactly.
Well,
that's some imagination you've got.
Yeah. And then seeing Roger and that whole thing with at the big dinner party gala event, when she accidentally saw Roger being serviced.
Right.
That freaked her out. So I think
she's
she
confronted a lot for a young girl, to be honest.
Oh my God!
Yeah.
Been a tough season for her.
Wow.
It's really a tough season. I have a lot of sympathy for her because I just want don't be in such a hurry to grow up. Why are you in such a hurry?
But she's had to witness things that that's
terrible.
kind of made her have to grow up.
Terrible. Well, she's got parents that.
What did the mothers? What did Betty say? She's become a woman today.
She's become a woman. Yeah.
Be interesting to see.
Because that's all it takes, apparently.
Oh, to someone like Betty, a simpleton, that is just what it takes.
Wow. Well, I don't know. Is there anything else about the Megan, Sally, and? Did we have? Somebody started talking about this conversation that they had in the museum of the dioramas. Did we?
No, we didn't really talk about it.
Let's talk a little bit more about that then.
He was talking about being picked on by upperclassmen.
And, peeing in his locker and bullying him and stuff like that. And then he makes this gesture that I told him I was going to come in here and do it with you. And I hope you're okay with that.
Yeah. And she said, you can say whatever you like.
Exactly.
I'm okay. And she also said Henry, was picked on by everyone. Now he runs the city.
Yeah.
It's kind of interesting that
That was very strange.
And then when later on, she said, is Henry out there? Because she was really didn't want to face him.
Didn't want to deal with that at all.
Again, it just became a little.
And really added to the whole conversation in the museum was very much the creep factor. Just felt weird. And I don't know.
He is a dark little boy.
Yeah, because some of the earlier series, he's been very, very strange. I was kind of wondering where that was going to go.
Deeply affected by the parents' marriage and what went on, and he's
damaged.
He's
Poor guy.
And we're talking about the real kid, not even the character.
Yeah, whoa! Hey!
Oh,
That's how
hey,
bad.
Great. We're gonna get letters.
Yes.
Right. So, which takes us to
iTunes, tell a friend.
Yes.
Where's that plug?
Okay.
I can't. I want to see where it is.
Speaking of letters, we want to thank everybody out there who's commented, who has rated, who's given us feedback. We invite everybody else to go to iTunes and, of course, download the podcast and after shows and make sure you rate and comment us. That really helps us. That's the thing that helps us. What does it do for us?
It helps our
standing
standings with iTunes.
That's right.
And we have a video component to our show, but at the end of the day, we do receive over 1 million downloads a week from over 25 different countries.
That's right.
And it's on the audio portion, which is through iTunes. And the more you guys can go to iTunes, podcasts, find AfterBuzz TV Mad Men, and rate and comment us, and a lot of you have, and it's been great.
And particularly those comments that really help, and we do read those. We thank you for that, because we take those comments and we try to install those things in the show.
We don't rest until we're 100%.
That's right.
Right.
So we
don't
do what we can to incorporate what we hear and see what we can do to fine tune this, make it a better
And you
show.
can comment on anything. You could say, "I really love that one guy, Chris, who was on that one episode of the
Any
show."
Chris Gore fans?
Yeah. They could
Let us
say,
know.
"I love, have that guy back."
Have more Chris Gore. We love that.
Sure.
And you know what else, Chris? We the tell a friend portion.
Yes.
Just tell a friend.
Is if you love AfterBuzz, just all we ask right now is just tell a friend about us.
Absolutely.
Get us
I plan to do that.
That's right.
Really?
Yeah.
And
you have a lot of friends.
I do have a lot of friends.
Well,
Tons of
I will
friends.
tell them. I will tell them. I say,
Well, it's because
you gotta watch AfterBuzz.
It's because
or download the podcast.
our listeners, our audience, has been out there telling friends that we have over 1 million downloads a week in 25 different countries around the world.
It's pretty cool.
So
wow.
And
So,
Chris, you're known
Too
worldwide,
bad for that
right?
26th country.
That's right.
Because they are missing out.
No, I think
We'll
it's
invade
about
their
it's probably in the 40s, right? Phil, they just list the top 25.
Yeah, they only
Right,
list the top
right.
10.
Yeah.
But we have others.
There's tons.
Yeah.
So, Chris, you're known all over the world, right? Do you do
Right.
the fest around the world, or
I
just
do
nationally?
fests around the world and do podcasts around the. But this is I love doing this. I love doing this because I love this show.
Yeah, clearly.
You're like us, you geek.
I loved Mad Men.
There
and
was so much to like, especially
absolutely,
today.
but also just like listening to you guys talk about it. It's like I'm around my favorite friend geeks. I love it.
Fellow geeks.
We're all geeks.
All right, so let's.
I'm just disappointed there's not a Ken Cosgrove segment because.
Ooh.
Well, we'll get into that.
Yeah,
We're
I'm
gonna
dying
get
to
into
talk
that
about
now.
Ken. Yeah, I'm
We're
glad
gonna
you brought
get into
him
that
up.
now because
not a lot of big stuff with him, but still, I've always loved him and his science fiction,
his geekness,
writing
yeah,
career.
Exactly.
Yeah.
But tonight,
let's talk about it right now. Let's talk about Roger.
He
brings it
surprised
up.
Roger.
Yeah, because
Right.
Don. After that, but first thing we want to talk about is our first quote partner meeting, official one where we had person taking notes who wasn't Joan.
Right.
Joan was actually a partner, so
in
we
almost the identical green outfit.
exactly.
Joan
It's almost
worn.
like we just supplanted her with somebody else. That was interesting.
And Joan's in the black with the red, which so
Yeah.
just we're going.
Yeah, there you go.
Bad.
That was a very interesting meeting. It was awkward like this.
Right. Well, everyone was in black.
Yeah.
And Joan had some red there, and it was talking about a new way to pay. Did you guys understand
commissions
the
and fees?
fee?
Yeah,
It speaks to the title, but was there any deeper meaning to that? Is it just a new way to do business? I mean, why would they?
I didn't catch the whole reference, but my feeling was
But it was
that
working on a commission rather than a fee. Was that sort of the whole issue?
yeah, and again, it's part of the old guard, new guard. I
Right.
think speaking to that because this is a new way of doing business. We're not going to do it the old way, etc. And also, I think it really spurred Don on to. That's what I think that thing has started where he started getting pissed. And that coupled with the other things, which is what led Don to go into Roger's office and say, "Give me that damn meeting." I think that's where it started.
Okay,
from
and
that.
it was interesting to see a Cooper so far out of it in a sense where he was upset about Danish.
Yeah, exactly.
He's like, come on, like let it. Oh yeah, and we
Yeah.
need Danish at all the meetings.
Exactly.
It's just so right.
Classically,
passe.
yeah, exactly. Exactly. And I love Don's, in that meeting, Don says, well, you already know how I voted. I said no. Should I leave the room so you guys do whatever you want?
Do whatever you want. I was going to ask you,
From
was that
last week.
that was interesting to me because I was wondering, going back. Do you think that's
Yeah.
one of the reasons he just took control of the whole Lane
Yes,
situation?
that's what I mean. That's what I think.
Rather than consulting
I
the
think
partners, what they should have done
I
in that case?
I think in that meeting, I think
Yeah.
he's referring back to all that other stuff, and he was pissed that they all went against him, and and then did it behind his back, according to him. So he's laying it on the table, and then he's not going to wait for them to do anything. He's just going to do it.
Because he probably assumed they would have been weak.
That's what I think.
And let
And
Lane
not do the
slide.
right thing.
Right.
That's in his mind.
And interesting how smart he is when Cooper brings this up to him, he doesn't.
Yeah, he goes,
Doesn't say
I'll
anything.
take care of it.
Yeah,
I'll
I'm
handle it."
fine.
He never
Yeah.
says anything. He never speaks to it. But
He
now
says, "Yeah, I did sign it, didn't I?"
It's
Like he
interesting how-
doesn't admit
And
anything.
doesn't even bother to really think it through or anything. He just calls him right in, boom. Pours him the drink, pours himself a drink, pours Lane the drink.
Thank God they had drinks back then. I mean,
Yeah,
all
I
these
was like,
dramatic moments
well,
at
we-
work. What do we do
Yeah,
now?
I know, we're drinking early, aren't we?
you know,
What happens when people get fired now? They don't
You
even
know-
have the whiskey to help you.
I'll tell you what happens when people have too many drinks. They have to go to the bathroom. I'll be right back.
Okay, go baby.
All right.
So I also think that speaking of the drinking,
Yeah.
I've been noticing with Don
Yeah.
that John Hamm, the actor, did you notice how his eyes are getting heavier and more tired, and he's
very
such a great
steely,
actor.
Yeah,
he's
the
carrying
lines.
And I really think he's
He's been
kind of the
mindful
weight
of
of
that,
the-
and
yes,
carrying that through.
it's knowing Hamm and how
Yeah.
serious
Probably.
he takes this.
Yeah.
But I just you can see the little Lucky Strike
Yeah.
in his Lucky Strikes pack in his pocket. You can see the little red when he was talking to Lane. And so how much does that mean? Think
Wow.
of like Lucky Strike, and he
Yeah,
writes the
all
letter
that
against
stuff.
them, and that's kind of what got us into this whole
Yeah.
thing. Of course, the little red.
Yeah.
Man, that was we talked about that.
We talked about that scene.
obviously.
Yeah. So we can.
Well, you guys talked about how Don's kind of quote the man, but Cooper totally disputed by that with him saying you can't keep being a good little boy while us adults run this place. And last
Right.
time he was the one who walked out. They made a decision and moved forward.
Except he made that under false pretense, though, because Cooper didn't know that he didn't really write the check.
Yeah.
He thinks he did.
No, but Phil might have a point here.
Oh, no, I agree
did
with
that
the point.
resonate? That point that when Don heard that? Oh yeah, you want to see what a little boy
That's
is?
what I mean, that's what I was tying that to my point where it starts in the office, then the Lane thing happens, and
Yeah.
I think that's what starts him to go,
With
screw
Lane,
this.
yeah.
I'm tired. I'm done playing here.
Yeah.
Let's go at it. But anyway, go ahead, Phil. I interrupted you.
Well, no, it's just I was just saying. Again, like you said, this kind of really spurred him to basically do what he did, and to show that he is capable of this, and realizing that he is the good little boy, and
Yeah.
and ironically enough, to your point, John, earlier, he did kind of let him off pretty easy, and maybe he was that good little boy,
Well,
and,
I mean,
and Joan certainly thought she told him last time, "You are the good guy."
yeah. Well, his better angels.
I mean,
But I mean, I love the way he went into Roger's office, and
but by the way, you guys, if word got out that someone was embezzling funds, it would hurt the company.
That's what he was
Clearly,
thinking.
yeah.
And so
Yeah.
he
Yeah.
might not have been the good boy. Maybe it was fair, but
That's what I mean. I think he was fair.
if he
I looked at that.
if
and I
he
go, that-
really hung him out to dry,
Yeah.
then what's his name could bite back
yeah.
and let out a lot of really bad information about the firm and
Yeah,
really
see,
bring them down.
I think it was measured. I thought he was like, oh yeah, you got to fire the guy. You gave him an out, so you could do it gracefully, so you're not killing his career. I thought it was measured.
But I think that was calculated, because I think if he went too hard on him, the guy could have bit back in a bad way.
And I'm agreeing with you. I'm saying it was measured. Yeah.
It was interesting, for a moment, in that when he was with his wife and he's going through, I've got all this work to do. I was wondering if he was trying to figure out if he had something on them, or
Well,
I was trying to think if he
interesting,
was trying to
the
figure out a way
parallel.
out of it. But
Yeah.
I guess he.
Well, he was
couldn't.
probably, I think, putting his affairs in order.
Yeah. you're
And
probably
God only
right.
knows, maybe he's not done.
Yeah.
True.
And you'll see in predictions, it's all
everybody
very,
gets something. Yeah.
there's little pieces of paper everyone's
Yeah.
looking at, so
Yeah.
who knows what
Who
he
knows
did.
What he
did.
did in the office.
You don't know.
before.
I mean, it could have been very easily just getting his property in order,
Right.
his wills in order, but it could be definitely his
And
last great act of defiance.
And they certainly made the parallel between Dawn's Sunday at work and Lane's Sunday at work. They were
Yeah.
both sitting on the couch doing the same thing, going through papers, and the wife both wanted them to go do something, and they know I got to work.
Mm.
They clearly, I mean, they back to back those scenes. I'm going, I don't know what parallel they were drawing, but they certainly made it.
Well,
So.
either way, it drives Don when
to go to Roger and to get that meeting.
and
By the way,
say we won Jaguar, but
Yeah.
it's just a sexy, unreliable Dodge.
Exactly.
Yes. I love the way Jags are getting so bagged in this
Yeah.
show, but apparently Jag had tweeted last week that
Oh, yeah?
they said something about, they made a comment about,
They were upset.
they said we liked the ad campaign, but something about they didn't like the way it was done.
Right.
Yeah, something like
Right.
that.
Yeah,
Because I was wondering if they were going to respond, because they're getting bagged every episode.
yeah, they are, and rightfully
well,
so.
Rightfully
Yeah.
so for the 60s,
Right.
absolutely.
Um,
But I like that, Don really seemed to have his mojo in Roger's office, and Roger's saying, look, he's Kenny's father-in-law. We can't go to him. What, Lucky Strike, all that other stuff. Fire Kenny. I mean, he's just he's on a
Yeah.
warpath.
because Jaguar's just another coat check girl.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Just, here you
Yeah.
are
There's
casually on the
nothing there.
phone, being lame.
It's too easy.
It's too easy.
Yeah, I thought that was a great callback to the coat check girl thing.
And
I love that.
Yeah, and let's go after it. Let's go after the 100%.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Why we did, and that carries through in the meeting too. So I mean, for me, the meeting was great.
So the meeting with Ken's found out. Well,
Yeah.
So can we back
Yeah,
up
go
talk
to
Ken?
Ken, yeah.
So it's interesting that
Roger, smart guy.
and goes and does a little diversion with Ken, but everyone's surprised that Ken goes, oh yeah,
Really? What do I get out of it?
Yeah.
and what was the most interesting to me was, I don't want to be a partner.
Right.
Yeah,
I've
see what
seen
it
does.
takes.
I've
Yeah,
seen what it does.
Yeah.
How
And
incredible
then
is that?
vindictive too, because he says Pete doesn't get to be in any of the meetings.
Yeah.
Or vindictive, or just he knows he's the devil, and no.
You think?
I think he knows what he is. I mean, here's why I think it's not a vindictive thing, because if he's vindictive, he'd take the partnership. That's what I
Well,
think.
except then he knows that he would be burned out himself. So it's why put myself in the fire if I know if it already turns this guy
Don't
into
take a
fire, why am
risk,
I going to go
yeah.
up?
So
once?
that's
Right.
but that's what I'm saying. So I think it's, and keep that scumbag away from me, because I don't want that in my world.
Yeah.
But Ken's always been the good guy. He's never
Yeah.
been a guy I can't think of anything he's done that's been bad.
So that's why I don't think it was a bad thing. I think it was a healthy thing. He was like, I don't want to be a partner. I'm not selling my soul to the devil. And by the way,
Yeah.
how good does Peggy's decision look now?
But why
to walk away from this place?
Why not
Yeah.
let
Oh my God,
this
Pete
whole
be
episode,
part
no
of the
Peggy.
meetings? I don't get it.
Because Pete is the devil. He's
Yeah.
a bad guy. I mean,
He's
I like Pete. I like his character, and I think this company has needed him, because he's kind of
Right.
carried them the last year and a
he's
half.
been
with
willing
his
to do
aggressive-
things that they haven't
but,
been. Yeah.
But if Ken is Mr. Science Fiction writer,
Mm.
and I want an ethical life, and I love my wife, and I don't want my relationship ruined, okay,
Ah.
you guys are going to do this. Well, guess what? Fine. Keep the dirtbag. You keep that scumbag away from me. And no, I don't want your partnership, because I don't want the stink on me. I don't want to be Joan. I don't want to sell my soul. I want to write my stories, and I want to go home to my wife, and that's it. This is a paycheck for me, so I'll get some money.
Yeah.
But keep that guy away from me.
Okay.
And because by the way, John, that means Pete gets close to the father-in-law.
No, I
What good comes out of
but
that?
That's what I'm saying. I didn't think it was so much that Pete's a bad guy or that he's the devil. It was just that keep him away from me. Not that he didn't. You know what I'm
He
saying?
said keep him away from the deal,
yeah.
didn't he?
Yeah. He wants to totally cut
Just
out.
He
of
said,
it.
I don't want him.
Yeah.
I thought he just said keep him out of. I don't want him to come to any meetings.
Yeah. He wants him out of it.
Yeah.
He doesn't want him
Yeah.
working on it. Right.
Yeah,
Doesn't want him
and
to
I
have
take
anything to
that
do
as,
with
I
it.
just take it as this guy
Yeah.
is the only kind of pillar in this that is like, nope, I want to write my science. I'm Chris Gore.
Yeah.
I'm more about the art and of this than.
But why just
Right.
Pete?
Why
Why
just
not
Pete?
Roger? Why
No,
not?
because
I mean, that's
he
what I
and
mean.
Pete have always had I
They've-
think
they've
they've
always
always
had
hated
things-
But
each
that's
other.
what that goes back to my thing about him being
Yeah.
vindictive. It's just aimed at Pete.
But I think Pete is the most dangerous to him out of all
Yes,
those guys.
definitely.
I think Pete is the most dangerous.
Yeah.
Okay,
To
I'm
get
not
Pete
saying
near
that.
a father-in-law, but Pete will stop at nothing.
Yeah. Exactly.
What's his name? Roger's flirting with the coat check girl. And Don, wants to win, but he seems like he wants to win in a fair way. He didn't want Joan to have
No.
sex.
True.
Pete was like, Joan,
Let's go for
have
it.
sex.
Yes.
You don't want a guy like that near you.
Yeah.
If you're on the up and up and you're smart.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, Pete's got no ethics at all. At all. Like at
No,
least Don
no.
tries to have some ethics about things.
yeah,
and
he didn't want Joan to
no.
do it.
Yeah.
Well, I don't know. My feeling was it seemed
He
more
orchestrated the
personal
whole
rather
thing.
than business or anything like that.
And wasn't there that
personal.
comment that it's all Pete's work? They all want Pete. Didn't Roger say that in one of the scenes tonight?
Yeah.
That it's all kind of Pete driving it now.
Yeah,
Right.
he did keep the business going.
Yeah.
So. Yeah.
What did you guys think of the fact that his Roger's enlightenment wore off?
Yeah, that was great.
Yes.
Totally
Say, wow.
realistic.
That was hilarious.
Yeah, totally realistic.
You know?
Yeah.
I
Yeah,
mean,
it lasted a couple months and then it wore off.
Good.
And the way he said it so flippant, it wore off.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which was altogether funny, but again, I buy it.
It's
because
no,
really,
it's Roger.
does
You
it,
can't escape
and,
your.
and isn't it
it's
life
the
that
scorpion in the.
Does one drug
frog.
trip really going to change a 50-something-year-old person?
Probably not.
Temporarily, but
Yeah.
you know,
Unless he has some flashbacks.
maybe
Exactly.
based on it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I loved it. I love how he was.
Oh, it
like,
was
Yeah.
great. It was so just off the cuff. Yeah, whatever. Yeah. I mean, and so in keeping with his character. So okay. So anything else before we get into that meeting? I mean, because how much did you like that? I loved that meeting. I thought that was a great
wow,
scene.
it
Oh,
was
yeah.
something.
And I thought it was great the way he said it, the way boom, and he's out, and he did it with anger and
John, go over
little
for
bit
us.
anger.
You know, tell about his whole.
Oh my
take
God!
on-
Yeah, he was really talking about his own. He's speaking to himself. He's not satisfied with being happy because happiness just creates more. You just want to have the
More
next
happiness,
happiness.
yeah.
Because they're still. I mean, they're all searching for that thing within them that is satisfying, is fulfilling, is contentment, nirvana, whatever you want to call it, and they can't find it because they're actually looking outside that rather than inside for that. So and he says that because I think he knows that company's gonna that guy, the CEO, is going to respond to that. It's not enough. 50% is not enough. You're never going to be satisfied. How can you? And he's pissed that you're happy with 50%. I mean, that's what I thought was
you're
great.
a bunch of fat cats.
Exactly.
basically.
How could you be happy with 50%? How could you be satisfied with that?
We had 81% of the.
Yeah, and we weren't
raincoats,
done.
And we weren't done.
Yeah,
Yeah.
And they were. And do you feel like he spun the father-in-law?
I do.
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
I do.
absolutely, absolutely.
I do.
What about that whole thing about napalm?
Yeah, and the way he spun that.
Yeah. By the way, we touch on the symbolism of
Yeah.
Whoa.
Corning and silicon finish, and,
Yeah.
and is in fact Dawn in a sense silicon.
Mm.
Everything
Yeah.
just slips right
Yeah.
off him. Whereas
also all form.
Lane pays the price. All these other
Exactly. Yeah.
people. Joan has to, but Dawn.
It's all, and they're all synthesized something. None of it's actually real. It's all chemically made.
Right.
There's nothing organic in what they do.
And it's funny, and that's what Lane kind of called him out for.
Yeah.
It's like, yeah, it must be nice being silicon, being Teflon.
Exactly.
You know, with for
Even
the
the way he
rest.
looks is all Teflon. Nothing touches him. So, but so anything else? Because I just
Well,
thought
you
that
know,
was
when
great.
you're talking about.
The happy.
Well, you know
obviously
what?
comes
It was
back with the
interesting when Roger said, "Did you wipe the blood off your mouth?"
Yeah, exactly.
Was that because he touched allusion to your vampire? You bit them in the neck, or is it allusion of?
Because he was out for there was
You're
Out for
loss
blood.
in there.
Out
He
for
was
blood?
out for blood in that meeting. That's what
Right.
I think it was.
Yeah.
Right.
And I love the way we went. Roger said, "You're going to tell me what you're going to talk about, or do you want that look of surprise on your
Surprise.
face as part of your pitch?"
But he said he
I
didn't
don't
want to
wanna
be rehearsed.
No-
Yeah.
No danger of that. And that was a great little repartee in there between the two of them. Again, 'cause we've seen Don really when he did
And
that one pitch with Megan, really good, really well done.
But the blood meaning, like
Well,
he's on the attack. He's
yes.
like an animal,
Yeah.
and that's fire Ken. And is that also even the way he dealt with Lane?
I think so. But again, we don't know. Roger doesn't know how he dealt with Lane.
No, I know that.
Yeah.
I'm talking Matt Weiner and where the the
Yeah.
symbolism of that
Yeah.
line.
And even if you
The
want to bring in the
subtext.
napalm too, about just kind of
Right.
Well, it's-
burning
it's
and just
the
when
napalm
you need it,
dog,
when our army needs it, we use
Yeah.
it. Like I think
Yeah.
that's that kind of thing. When you need something as dangerous as that,
Dog eat
you
dog.
still use it. Yeah.
Cutthroat. I mean, all that we
Mm.
quote old school think of business. It's all that.
And the
Well,
way he,
also, I mean, Don only had 48 hours. And it was interesting how he thought that was too short. Too short a time,
Mhm.
where that was basically a blow-off meeting.
Yeah.
And in many ways it was, but I guess nowadays you'd think like, oh, that's awesome. I'm getting a meeting that quick versus,
Yeah.
oh, I'm getting a meeting that quick. That's insulting.
That was interesting, yeah. Like that was an insult to get a meeting that quick. Yeah, I would interpret getting a meeting quick as in, oh, they're really keen to see me.
When did he say? When was that an insult? I
Yeah,
missed that.
no, he sort of implied that it was an insult when Roger
In the-
said
in the
that.
elevator.
That they got a meeting on Monday morning, and he said that quick, like they're just seeing me because he didn't say it, but it seemed like they were just going to blow him off, sort of thing. But
'Cause it
it
didn't
wasn't
give-
a serious
didn't give him
was
time to
not going to
prepare.
be a serious meeting because they organised it so soon.
That, and it was also Roger said, oh, an hour and a half has to be expected. They
Yeah.
waited
Yeah.
for an hour and a half before they had the meeting. So
Yeah.
And Roger excited to see him back. I miss that guy.
Yeah, exactly.
So,
Yeah.
You know,
Exactly.
with his red tie.
What? When?
When he said that to him.
Oh,
you
was
know,
he?
Yeah,
Yeah.
he's.
But it was good to see that. Good to see Don back like that. Of course, when he gets back to the office, it's like, oh, wait a minute.
Yeah, not such a good
Yeah,
thing.
not such a good thing. Maybe
Um,
my actions have repercussions that I'm not
Yeah.
aware of.
And then for him to end up with
Exactly.
Glenn.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
That is
After such a
was
day,
weird.
man, then goes home and then there's this kid.
kid in your room.
Where the hell are you?
Don't you remember me?
Yeah.
We met.
Yeah. Oh yeah, right. Whatever.
But-
And then that was weird too. That he says, "Come on, I mean,
I'll drive you home.
yeah, that was
Yeah,
weird.
2-hour drive. It
Yeah,
wasn't like
what do you guys
Couple
make of that?
hours.
just
Is he
didn't
that-
wasn't dealing with stuff. Just didn't.
Well, I don't know.
wanna-
For me, it was
just
like
wanted
I
to,
don't.
let's
Yeah.
kind of partly responsibility. I guess the kid needed a lift home. He can't. Otherwise, the kid was going to be left at the
I think
train station.
I think he didn't want to have to talk to Megan about
That's
it.
what I was thinking. He didn't
Yeah,
want to
just
deal with it.
absolutely
not
Let's
ready
get out
to
of the
deal with
house.
Talk to Megan.
Yeah,
Yeah.
wasn't ready
You
to
know,
talk.
it's funny, Megan showing the girl in her and not the woman to me was when she said, "Oh, I'll drive you to the train station." I'm like, "Oh my God, wait a second. You're going to put it in New York at that time? Like,
Yeah.
how dangerous? Like, you wouldn't put him in a cab or you wouldn't drive,
Yeah.
you know, whatever." And then Don,
Responsible.
he's more the adult like Betty
Yeah.
and saying, "You know what? No, I will.
I'll drive you home.
Drive you home.
I'll drive you home."
Yeah.
But I just wonder, is it because he's that detached, where he could detach from Lane, or
No, but I think that's why he didn't want to stay home. He didn't want to
Didn't have to
detach from it.
kinda-
He didn't really want to talk about it. I don't think he'd really process it yet.
Yeah, I think
If I
he didn't wanna
stay
talk
home, I
about
have
it
to tell
at all.
Megan everything.
And which means you've got to
She
start
already-
bringing it all up. Which means, I
Exactly.
guess, with the kid, he's driving, or he wasn't.
We
well,
don't-
wasn't
he's
driving,
not gonna talk to
delaying the
Lane
process.
To
Yeah.
the kid, so it's good.
do you think
Fine.
that, but you think that's the reason why? Do you think okay, here's my
Mm.
question:
Yeah.
if Lane didn't kill himself, would he have put the kid on the train?
I don't know. I think he would have put him on the train. I don't know that he would have driven him all the way back.
That's what I mean. Would he
Yeah.
have driven him back home? That's
If
what
it,
I'm
it,
asking.
I wonder.
with Don, it would have been okay. How bad was his day? Was he tired? Because if he was right there, put him on the train. Look, I put him on the train. I
Mm.
mean, he left. Remember, when we left. He left Megan at the Howard Johnsons. Remember that?
Yeah.
He left Megan there though.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah, not a
but
kid.
I agreed. I'm just
Yeah.
saying he's the kind of guy that would just be impulsively
Do you
take
believe that,
off.
Phil?
What's that?
Do you believe that?
That he
If-
wouldn't have
if-
taken the kid?
Do you think he just took the kid home because of Lane's death? I'm just saying, if Lane didn't kill himself, would he have driven the kid home?
I think ultimately yes.
I think so too.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I think
I
it was
don't-
the responsible
Because he's a
thing
very
to do.
fair father. Like
Yeah.
he's with the kids. He doesn't seem
I
like
mean,
he's
and
that-
he is a father. Megan is not a mother.
right.
So he's
And
always going
Once
to.
again, we're seeing that old versus the
Yeah.
the new, and I can only
Yeah, I mean,
imagine.
basically, a young kid, you're not going to let them just go on public transport
And
home.
it's for next week how Megan and he deal with
Mm.
this, and I'm sure we'll talk about that in predictions. But
Yeah, I'm
um,
not so sure.
let's talk about Glenn and the actual ride. I mean, in the
Yeah.
talk he says they're going down in the elevator,
yeah.
Right.
and it kind of
Happy.
speaks to your point once again. You know, Chris, we're
Happy
in the
crappy.
elevator.
Yeah.
Again,
Going
and
down.
lots of
Which-
major plot points have happened in the elevators.
Yeah.
You know,
The extras they had in the back of the elevator behind them looked so awesome, like so from the period.
Yeah.
right?
Was it
They
just
did.
me? Like I
No,
wrote
no,
it
they were
down.
perfect.
It
I
was
didn't
so
note that.
great.
Yeah,
the dude with the
absolutely.
glasses, the way his hair was cut,
Yeah.
like
And observing
such a
them.
oh, it was perfect. They were amazing.
And so down they go, and Glenn says, you know, everything that makes you happy.
Wait, no,
Why
you're
is that-
talking about the elevator
Crap.
with Roger.
I'm
But
talking
that's
about
right. The elevator.
elevator
trip-
ride.
Yeah,
with
I'm
Roger.
talking about, oh yeah, that's
Yeah.
what
Right.
Roger.
I was talking
Yeah.
about the
extras.
extras,
Yeah.
but like
With Glenn,
They
you know,
end,
There was,
everything's
they're on their
crappy.
own, yeah.
That was
Everything's
his whole
crappy.
crappy speech.
Yeah.
everything that makes you happy turns to crap.
Managed to
Mm.
crap.
He's
So what do you think Glenn was referring to? Was he?
I think school sucks.
No.
Yeah.
I think his big
Do you think?
bullied.
But he was also disappointed. Do you think because Sally ran off and he
Yes.
felt like
I think
he
I
made
think,
all this effort to come and see her
Yep.
and
Yep.
yeah.
I think
everything in his life sucks.
everything, and I
Mm.
also think he was always sensitive to the marriage issues, and now
Yeah.
seeing Dawn with Megan. You know, remember he was the one saying, "Okay, they'll break up." This is when
Yeah.
Betty and Dawn broke up. He was the one
Yeah.
who spelled it all out for
Yeah.
Sally.
Mhm.
This is exactly what's going to happen. A very
Yeah.
jaded kid,
Yeah.
Yeah.
and I think that's what it spoke to.
Yeah. Geez, he's just what is he? 15, 14, and he's all horribly jaded about life already.
He's very morose.
Tragic.
And Dawn responds with, "Oh, you're too young to think like that."
Yeah, exactly. If you could be anything, what would you do? What would you be? What would you do?
But it was.
Yeah.
Did you see any did you see a mirror between that statement and then Dawn's speech about happiness in the meeting with Dow? The correlation.
Yeah, but I haven't been able to synthesize or form a thought on it yet because it's just I need to see it again.
Yeah, unfortunately, that's what Chris
Yeah,
is one of our big problems. All the other podcasts,
Yeah,
they
they
watch
have
it
time
2 or
to go
3
through
times.
this.
They have a week to digest
Exactly.
it. We have to go up 5 or
Well,
10
was
minutes after. So
Was it something about,
Well,
I don't know.
clearly
just,
he's
do you
not
think-
happy.
Yeah.
Don wasn't. I mean,
Yeah.
that for me was this anger at himself about how he can't. His life sucks as much. He's got all the pieces, but it doesn't. There's nothing.
and
he
even
feels
and even
discontent.
and even his speech to them, it doesn't really offer a light at the end of the tunnel.
No,
it's
there's
just
no
more,
solution.
and you need more, and
Exactly.
you need more, and you need more, and you got to do
Exactly.
better, and you have to do better,
Yeah.
and that's what he equivocates happiness to.
Right, because that's and if you're on that's the treadmill. You just keep chasing.
And the kid
Yeah.
says, and all that
Yeah.
turns to crap.
Yeah. But do you
Right.
think he was just kind of sort of, when you were saying to Glenn, well, what would make you happy? Is he just kind of, was he looking for something to say, well, you're a kid, what would
Yes.
make you happy?
Yes.
Yes.
When
I
you're a
think-
kid, simple things make you
Let's
happy.
Go,
Not
let's
only
go
that,
backwards.
but
Yeah.
Let's go
you got
backwards.
enough.
Let's go back, because when everyone remembers when they were a
Yeah.
kid and they were happy.
Yes, and
Yeah,
so
I think
so
he was kind of searching for
He was.
that
And
happiness.
I think he wanted to.
Yeah.
It's not-
just wanted to give this kid
Yeah.
some happiness because
Yeah.
you're gonna have a lifetime of misery, according to Don.
right.
Because I know.
Exactly.
So let me at least give you this, which I thought was extremely generous.
Yeah.
And I thought because of Lane that came out.
And drive into the song "I'm Leaving."
Yeah.
Really quirky tune.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And oh man.
All right.
Wow.
Well, I think that's a full after show for us. I think that can take us to our break. So Phil, if you would
It's
be
not a
so
full after
kind.
show. No. There's so much more. We have you have
No,
so much news
You
and
are
gossip
right. I beg your
Oh.
pardon. I just
Please.
meant for our particular
of this
talking
show,
about
but then we
particular
have
show.
predictions.
We
My
got
God, there was
predictions,
so
yeah.
much that went on in that teaser reel that
I know.
that we.
There's so
Well,
much
I
that doesn't
know,
make
but
any sense that went
series
on in the
finale
teaser.
coming
This
up.
one, no,
Woo.
some of that stuff made sense. There were some definitive things in there that
All
I
right.
really
Well,
do.
I'll
So
wait to
I'm
hear what you have to say about that when we come back.
Hey guys, so what do you get when 3 real single ladies are super fans of VH1 single ladies? Well, you get the after show on AfterBuzz TV. I'm Lauren Turner. I'm Spicy Mighty, bringing you that fire. And I'm Fallon Mercedes. And we're single ladies, so make sure you watch us on AfterBuzz TV. We're all the single ladies, all the single ladies, all the single ladies, all the single.
Hey guys, it's JC, host of The Bachelorette here on AfterBuzz TV.
Hey, I'm Crystal. I've been on Bachelor and Bachelor Pad for the inside scoop. You want to check us out? And if you're looking for an opinion, I've got one. I'm Canton Bliss.
And I'm your relationship expert, Jenna Couture. I'm Kathy Kelly, and I bring you all your Bachelor and Bachelorette news.
All this at 10 p.m. Pacific on AfterBuzz TV.
Hey guys, this is the AfterBuzz TV crew for The Real Housewives of New Jersey. Woo! Don't forget to tune in every Monday night at 8 p.m. to see
Adrienne Barrow,
Deanna Vaughn,
Susan Hahn,
Giselle Ugardi. Buzz you later!
AfterBuzz TV. What do you want to buzz about?
Okay, as promised, we have Katherine Tulich giving us a little news and gossip.
AfterBuzz TV News.
Well, I think it's always interesting to
You're right.
kind of hear what the actors think of I mean, obviously they can
What-
never
what their
talk about it coming up.
Yes, but they
I
can
mean,
talk
you
about what's
interview-
happened.
They can talk about what happens, but they can never tell you what's about to
That's
happen.
right.
So
Except in a cryptic way.
Yeah,
Right?
clearly.
Exactly,
Just
but-
to get you to watch. Just give us some highlights of the
yeah, so
interview with-
basically GQ did an interview with Christina Hendricks post that
Right.
incredible show
last week,
where I
Right.
think we were all
the
like
other woman,
stunned.
or other women, I should say, was the title.
Yeah, but she basically was saying that she knew the storyline was coming up, that Matthew had told her about this, and actually knew it was leading up to this at some point over the last couple of series, but they hadn't actually done it. So she knew Joan was going to do something like this, and she sort of said that she felt like that she was acting like one of the guys because of the way that Pete sort of said we'd all made mistakes and that.
Right.
So she was kind of. Basically, this was an action to sort of say she's like one of the guys, that she didn't get a lot of respect before, and this was a way for her to sort of match them, especially now that, especially when Lane came and said to her about that deal, that she's sort of saying that was kind of what convinced her character, obviously,
Right.
to do it. But then, this interesting, had she known that Draper did not approve before she was going to do this, you know. Yeah, and yeah. And she was saying that, you know, that she doesn't know whether, she felt like with her character she wasn't sure whether that would have changed what Joan did, but she said what mattered was that, you know, she knew that at least one person there cared. Cared about her. So that was kind of the important thing with her. And then that whole, she said it was very important, the scene then, you know, when he realizes that, when Don realizes what she had done, and she was saying, she felt like it was kind of, don't judge me, I'm in this room. You know, what's done is done, and thank you, and all of this, you know, I've done it, let's move forward. And she said she just, at that point, Joan just had to own what she had done. No regrets. She wasn't going to regret it. That's what she did. That's what she decided. Yeah. And also I thought the interesting thing is, you know, there was that whole scene the time before where we thought maybe there was going to be a little
thing with between Don and Joan.
And she said that she felt that scene also really was handled well, that, you know, she at that moment needed to be felt respected and feel beautiful and feel like her company was valued, and she also made that comment that, you know, just previously about too with Roger, that the father of her child just didn't even care that she was going to go and sleep with this guy, you know, to help the company, but Don was the only one that did. But she said that they have a mutual respect between the two of them, and she just thought it was really nice to see him being really caring and how she accepted it from him. Yeah.
It's interesting, you know, some of the other critics out there actually felt it was an act of power and feminism on her part, and which we didn't know. I didn't see it that way, and I don't think the character saw it that way.
I don't think she thought it was an act of feminism. I don't think. I
think Peggy had the act of feminism.
If you consider feminism to be about choice, then okay, she had a choice. But again, the feminism is that you would like all choices, and she has two. She can either do this or live as a second-class citizen and never get the respect, etc. Not that she's going to get a respect out of this, but she will get money and
she might have gotten more respect in the long run by not doing it, though.
That's what I'm saying. I agree with you, because and in fact, in the upcoming things, we see who was in the elevator with her, and he goes, "Hey, is it true? Did you?" I think he's speaking specifically to that moment. Did you do it? So the word is already out. So because once that word is out, she's not going to be respected for that. In fact, amongst the partners, she's not going to be respected.
No.
But still, she did something that Peggy was never going to get by being respected.
True.
She got a partnership that Peggy probably would never have gotten.
Not there.
But maybe, you know, there's an old saying: you only get your respect at your second job. It's well known in Hollywood. And so she very well may get that partnership because she left
for her ability. And
happens all the time. People leave companies, they get their respect at the other place, and then they come and buy you back. So
who knows? Okay, so that's our news and gossip. I guess that takes us to predictions.
That's just enough.
Should we talk about the fact that is anyone worried for AMC? You know, at least for us, we got to worry about that.
Keep
that is
AMC.
Keep AMC.com.
What was that all about?
I guess AMC and DirecTV are some sort of dispute, and so if you want to,
that happened with FX actually.
Yeah, it did.
Recently, and that was overturned.
Ploys.
It happened with my network G4, and that didn't end well.
No?
Actually, we're not on DirecTV.
Damn.
And I have DirecTV.
Wow.
Well, here at AfterBuzz, we have both cable and DirecTV.
So we will be continuing.
So we're good.
Yeah.
But
so
still, that's horrible.
But it's kind of annoying, all these sort of,
I know.
So annoying.
These companies.
Work it out, people.
Yeah, and before it comes to this, we don't want to know all this. Don't tell us how the sausage is made. Just put it out there for our consumption.
Yeah, just pay for something. As a DirecTV customer, I pay for it. I'm getting AMC, or I'm going to go somewhere else. And it's irritating.
Okay.
So that is your AfterBuzz TV news and gossip for the week of June 3rd, 2012.
All right. Predictions, people.
And now, your AfterBuzz TV predictions.
Well, we already have the long-range one from Chris, who told us that the end of the show would end with Don Draper falling out of the building.
And Sally Draper is going to be pitching Kotex. I think that's
okay. There we go.
How it's going to end.
All right.
The whole series. It's going to come full circle. She's going to take her dad's job, and she's going to do feminine hygiene products.
Okay.
It's obvious. Clearly, they've
see, and if you haven't connected those dots, you're not really paying attention, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. All right, so we definitely have already talked about that we think that Joan is going to find out what happened with Lane because she has the books.
Right.
She was obviously given those books.
She opened some kind of letter too, so who knows if Lane sent something.
Yeah.
Yeah, if he's set up something.
Did he type more than one letter before he taken his own life?
And is Don in a motel room?
Yeah.
Because he's on the outs with Megan.
Yes. Well, he's going to...
Oh, wow. Good. Yeah. Is it a Howard Johnson's? I'm just curious.
Don't know. Don't know. And then, of course, we talked about the elevator that Joan is in. So the repercussions of her decision are going to come back.
Yeah. What about Peggy?
Peggy, we didn't see her.
Yeah, have we seen the last of Peggy?
I don't. Well, we didn't see her.
Great point.
Yeah, we probably won't see her this season.
I think she's gone for this season.
Maybe.
I think there's going to be a way to bring her back next time.
I do because here's how.
Yeah.
Someone's gonna have to bring the gossip that Lane got killed. Someone's gonna have to tell her that Lane died.
Yeah.
We have to see her reaction.
Well, and not only that, but if who was it? Was it Crane? Crane, I think, was in the elevator with Joan. Whomever it was, if he knows, that's got to come back to Peggy.
Right.
How Joan got the partnership.
Right. Yeah.
I think that would be very interesting.
Yeah, he's a gossip. So.
All right.
Last thing, you guys.
Go ahead.
Will it end this season end on a good note or a bad note, like a really?
I tend to think it's not going to be like hugely dramatically bad, but bad enough.
On a bad note. I think it's ending. It's driving towards ending on a bad note.
Yeah, but overall, yeah.
Going to end on a overall. You think it's going to end on a bad?
Whole season
I think it has
or just
to.
next week.
Next week.
I think it has to end bad note.
No, let me offer this.
Okay.
That John, is the expert in screenwriting. Generally, when you have, it's that second to last scene in the movie. If it's really bad, then you're going to have a happy ending.
Yeah.
Conversely, if it's really good, you get the other way around. I predicted this with The Sopranos. Like I knew that he was going to live because all the weeks before he was getting his ass kicked.
Right.
Yeah.
So I'm saying don't be surprised if there's some kind of at least on the surface happy ending.
Well, the business might be
surface,
going well.
I
Maybe
think
that's what we'll see.
I think
personally,
don't be surprised. I'm just throwing that out there.
Okay.
It does appear like things are going to go to shit.
Yeah.
But it can't get much worse than Lane's killed himself, Peggy's gone, Joan sold her soul. I don't know. That's all I'm saying. Don't be surprised.
Yeah, but I just think for me, it would have to end badly so that we really want to know how are they going to come out next season.
So for the year out.
I do.
True that.
That's what I think.
True
that. Okay.
Lane's
anything
a
for you, Phil?
Gamefly.
Gamefly. You go ahead. I don't.
What?
I don't know the Gamefly one real well. I'm sorry.
All right. So
Help
for
me
those
out.
of you listening, one
studied.
last thing that you can do to support AfterBuzz TV, go to gamefly.com/AfterBuzzTV. What it is, it's the Netflix of video gaming, baby. So instead of paying $50 to $60 for every video game that you buy, because you only play them, 2 days anyway?
Yeah.
Get yourself a subscription. Try it out for 15 days for free through gamefly.com/AfterBuzzTV. 8,000 video games. You can play them, return them anytime you want. And all the major things, PS3, Xbox, Wii, whatever your heart's content.
And if you sign up, we get a little kickback. And after 15 days, if you don't like it, what happens, Phil?
You can cancel.
And that's it, at no cost to you.
That's right. And you don't have to go through the horrible thing that Lane went.
That's right.
Chris Gore,
where can everybody find you?
Yeah.
At that Chris Gore on Twitter and chrisgore.com.
There you go. Okay.
Nice.
Cool.
Chris, thank you so much.
They'll be reading you in the LA Times and the Hollywood Foreign Press, wherever that will be.
No, it's
and
just
okay, everybody. Well, thank you so much for listening. On behalf of Phil Svitek, Chris Gore, Katherine Tulich, and Keven Undergaro, I'm John Comerford saying thanks for listening, and we will see you next time.
Bye, everybody.
From Bing.com, executive producers Maria Menounos, Keven Undergaro, Phil Svitek, and the entire AfterBuzz TV staff, we would like to thank you for listening to the AfterBuzz TV network. To watch or listen to other after shows and post comments or questions, be sure to visit AfterBuzzTV.com. I'm Sir Richard Wentworth, and this has been a presentation of AfterBuzz TV.
Buzz you later.
The views expressed herein are those of the hosts only and do not necessarily reflect the views of AfterBuzz TV or its owners or principals.